Good morning, Beta. Let us have a recap of the previous lectures we have studied. We have studied in the previous lectures the properties of carbon, how the carbon form the tetra bonds. That means 4 bonds. There are 2 types of bonds, chemical covalent bond and the ionic bond. In our today's lecture, we will read about the difference between these 2 bonds. Let's look over the notes. Look here, Beta. In our ionic bond and the covalent bond, we are having the main difference. That is, in the ionic bonds, there are only ions present in them. What do you mean by the ions? We all know that losing and the gaining tendency of the elements is form the bonds, form the ions, and these ions, when they combine with each other, these opposite ions, they form the ionic compounds. Fine. On the other hand, when we talk about covalent compounds, covalent compound consists of molecules. They are formed between the atoms of only known metals. Why they have specified these non-metals? Because known metals are the only acceptors. There are no requirement of donors here. Fine. That means sharing is done here in the covalent compounds. Now come to the ionic compounds. They are solid. Generally they are solid. Some exceptions are there. But in the case of covalent compounds, they can be solid, they can be liquid, and they can be gases also. Okay. Now come to the third point. Due to the strong forces of attraction. Why the strong forces of attraction are present in ionic compounds? Because of the presence of opposite charges there. The melting and the boiling point is very high. Their melting point, boiling point. Why? Because to break these strong bonds, they require lot of heat. That's why it is high. But in the case of covalent compounds, there is a weak van der Waals force between the molecules, and that's why they have low melting point and boiling point. Why low melting boiling point? Because to break that weak force of attraction, they require less temperature to break them. Now come to their solubility. As I know that like dissolves like. Fine. In the case of ionic compounds, they are polar in nature, and the water is also polar. That means they combine with the polar compounds. But in the case of covalent compounds, they are insoluble. Fine. Why? These covalent compounds are insoluble. These are organic compounds, that's why they are insoluble. But polar solvent, for example water, they are not soluble in that. But exceptions are there. For example, if we consider the case of the acetic acid vinegar present in our home, in our kitchen, what we will see that when we add water to it, they get dissolved easily to it. Fine. And you are not able to distinguish it. The same case is here also. Now, ionic compounds are good conductor of electricity due to the presence of ions there. Ions, I know, because ionic, as the name identifies, ions are present. And the first point also I have told you, these are formed of ions. That's why they are having free ions present in it, and thus they are good conductors. But in the case of covalent compounds, they are bad conductors of electricity due to non-availability of free ions. No ions, no electrons, because the electrons which were present, they are shared between the non-metals or the elements present there. Now the next term comes the allotrophic form of carbon. What do you mean by allotrophs? Allotroph means the existence of one single thing in different forms. Fine. Now come to the definition. The phenomena of existence of an element in 2 or more forms which have different physical properties. That means their appearance is different. Fine. But their chemical properties are same. That means chemically they are made up of a same element. That's why they are going to show same chemical properties. But the physical properties are different because their appearance, their structural appearance is different. That's they are known as allotrophs. Now I am again repeating the phenomena of existence of one element. Now which element we are talking about? Carbon. In 2 or more different forms having different physical properties. Physical properties totally different हैं, but identical chemical properties. Chemical properties same है बेटा. Chemical properties always depend upon the substance from where they are made. And all the allotrophs, all the different forms are made of carbon only. And that's why carbon के साथ कोई भी react करेगा, either in any of the form, they will form the same substances in the resultant. These are known as allotrophs. उनको allotroph बोलते हैं. और in different existences को बोलते हैं allotrophic forms. Fine. और phenomena को बोलते हैं allotrophy. Fine, that is these are the different existences. Now let us have the things which are the allotrophs of carbon. There we are having 3 allotrophs of carbon. One is diamond, graphite, fullerenes. ठीक है, these all are the purest form of carbon. They all are identical in the chemical properties. इनकी सबकी chemical properties same है. But अगर इनको physically आप देखा जाए, and we can see also the graphite present in our pencil lead, the diamond in our jewelry, and the fullerenes in the not existing in the daily life, but they all are different. In our next lecture, we will read about each and every allotroph with their all properties, physical as well as chemical. Thank you for